Hello, my name is Miss Iwaniki Jones. I'm a teacher at Union B Head Start, and this video is just to inform my parents, colleagues, and anyone else who is interested in knowing about phonological awareness and phonemic awareness. Early childhood educators must be fluent in their knowledge of literacy skills in order to effectively communicate the information to families and colleagues and teach literacy to young children. You have to be able to be creative when it comes to reaching young children and keeping them interested and motivated enough to want to learn. At the pre-K level, you're dealing with kids who has not been granted the opportunity to know anything. Some children come from homes where the parents do not speak to them. Some children come from homes where all they do is play on video games or cellular devices, tablets, notebooks, etc., etc. Playing on electronic devices is not always a bad thing. In some cases, you have educational games where kids can learn a lot from electronic devices, especially if they're in a home with parents, or like a single family home where you have moms who don't have an extent amount of time to dedicate to the child to help with homework or to just push them to their next level. Phonological awareness is very important and very vital to education. It allows a kid to be able to read. Without phonological awareness, you will struggle in the reading department. And in order to be academically successful, you have to know how to read. So phonological awareness is an individual's awareness of the phonological structure and structure of words. So that is how they form words. Phonemic awareness is a subset of the phonological awareness in which listeners are able to hear, identify, and manipulate phonemes, the smallest mental units of sound that helps differentiate units of meaning. With that being said, or what that actually means is, say we have a word, or we have the term cat. Cat consists of three phonemes, which is really three letters. You have the C, the A, and the T. Each three letters has its own unique sound. And when a kid has that phonemic awareness, they're able to look at the word, look at the letters, sound them out, and make that word. So we have C-A-T. C, the sound is K. A, the sound is E. T, the sound is T. So with phonemic awareness, you're able to put those together to make that one word, which is cat. So that's very important when coming up as a child as well. Phonemic awareness is important because it is the foundation of spelling and word recognition. Phonemic awareness is one of the best predictors of how well your child will learn to read during the first 2 years of school instruction. Like I said, at the pre-K level, you learn the basics. You learn your alphabets. You learn how to sing them. You learn how to identify them. As you go on and you promote, you'll learn the letter sounds. You'll learn to be able to put the sounds together to form words. You will learn how to then read. So if you miss that foundation, there's no way. Without that foundation, you can't stand. You won't be able to continue on and succeed in life. There are different skills that you can do when it comes to phonological awareness and phonemic awareness. We have print concepts. Print concepts refers to the ability of emergent readers to recognize and distinguish features such as the layout of a text. When you have a book, you have the front. If you can recognize the front of the book, you will know where to start. If you do not recognize the front of the book, you may start at the end. You're not going to be successful with that. So print concepts allows you to determine what's the front of the book, how to start reading, the order of the words, reading from left to right. We can't read from right to left because it will make no sense, and we won't have any understanding or comprehension of that skill. With print concepts, one activity I would incorporate with my class is cards. I use a lot of cards, picture cards. With picture cards, say we're going over the seasons. We have summer, fall, winter, spring. So I'll have those label cards of each of the 4 seasons, and then I would have a picture of what is consistent in that season, as far as like a picture of a hat, a picture of a coat, a picture of a scarf, a picture of a flip-flop, a picture of a bathing suit. The print concepts will allow the kids to choose the card that fits in a particular season. When they do that, I can assess them to know that they understand what they are doing. Even though they can't read, they can't write, they can still observe. They can look at the pictures and determine which picture fits in which category with the help of my instruction. Another skill is letter naming. At the pre-K level, we do a lot of letter naming. That's the foundation, like I said earlier. With letter naming, we simply would go over the ABCs each and every day. We'll sing them. We'll say them. We'll look at them. As we're saying them, we'll go down the chart with the pointer. This is A. A, apple. B, ball. C, cat. And again, I'll have my pictures, my picture cards, to help with the instruction of letter naming. Another activity, though, that I would implement in my class for letter naming, we will play a game called matching mommies with babies. So in this particular activity, I would consider myself the mommy and the kids would be my babies. So I would hold up the mama card, because each letter consists of an uppercase and a lowercase, which is a bigger letter and a smaller letter. So I will hold up the card with the bigger letter and give the kids the opportunity to match it with the baby letter. And that'll be fun too. It's like, oh, here's the mommy M. Where's the baby? The mommy without the baby. You have to keep it exciting for the kids, or they will get sidetracked, get distracted, and find entertainment in something else, which will cause a distraction altogether in your class. Another skill we have is vocabulary. In order to extend vocabulary, I like the read alouds, because with books and the read alouds, you will end up saying terms that you wouldn't say in your normal day-to-day conversation. So with that being said, I will do my read alouds. As I read aloud, show the pages, show the pictures. For my kids with exception, who I may need to modify my lesson, vocabulary, I may say a word, and we may say 1-syllable words like hi. We'll clap it out. Repeat after me. Hi, bye, go, stop. Once I see that they've perfected the 1-syllable, we'll go on to 2-syllable and then to 3-syllable, etc. With 2-syllable, we will say hello, goodbye. I will stay on the lines of having a 1-syllable word that means the same as a 2-syllable word, like hi, hello, bye, goodbye. Another one, when it comes to phonological awareness, we have listening and speaking. Listening, I always say to my class, how do we listen? And they say, oh, with the ears. That brings life to the 5 senses that we may have gone over previously. So I always remind the kids when I want them to listen, how do we listen? They point to their ears. So do we listen with our mouth? No. Do we listen with our eyes? No. So with this activity, I will have each and every one of my kids lie on the floor on their backs. At this time, we'll take 3 deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Okay, at this moment, we should be relaxed. We should be in our comfort zones, and we should be in that mode and in that moment where we can listen to our best ability. While listening with our ears, we may hear the air conditioner in the class cutting on and off. We may hear the classes next to us leaving and going, doors opening and closing, teachers on the hallway talking, intercom, messages coming through on the intercom. Different things, whatever is going on. We may hear rain if it's raining. Once we do that and then we move around, I'll ask the students, what did you hear? What are some of the things you heard? We may even hear passing of gas, which is always quite humorous for the kids. Usually when that happens, the listening skill is kind of over, cut short, because everyone gets the giggle box and it's unstoppable at that moment. But it's a good activity for listening. We also have speaking, the speaking skill. With speaking, like I say, kind of go back to repeating after me, saying words. If we don't say the words, I may just have conversation. Some kids are not comfortable enough to give me conversation. So if they're not, that's when I'll resort back to just repeat after me the 1-syllable words, 2-syllable words, 3-syllable words. But for those who are at the level where they can hold a decent conversation, with me asking open-ended questions, expanding the brain to think a little more, I would do that. They may say, "Oh, Miss Jones, I'm going to ride the bus today." And if they say they're going to ride the bus today, I'll say, "Well, how do you feel about riding the bus? What are other ways for you to get to school? What are other means of transportation?" Transportation that's incorporating a different vocabulary word that we may not use on a daily. But I'll try to incorporate all of the skills and all of the things the kids need to expand the brain, expand the vocabulary, expand the phonological awareness, expand the phonemic awareness. And then with comprehension, the last skill, I'll do my read alouds, which I've done in several other skills. And I'll also have my picture cards for my exceptional students who may need a little more accommodation, who may lack attention span, may not be good at just listening and recalling the information, or may just not be good at retelling the information. So with that being said, I'll give them the opportunity to look at the cards, and I may say, where is the setting, where did the story take place? And I may have a picture of a forest, of a house, of a school, of a church, just different locations where they can just simply point to the location and I'll know that they comprehended the story. But there's several things we can do as teachers and as families, as parents, as mentors, to make sure our kids are aware of words, aware of letters, aware of sounds, aware of combining the letters, making words, and understanding the words that they've made. It takes time, it does, but it can be done. And in those first phases of the educational life of a child, that's when we should go above and beyond, making sure that they are at least introduced to the letters, introduced to the way we make words, because at that moment, they're absorbing it. Their brain is like a sponge. So once we get that foundation laid, then it's up from there. It's guaranteed academic success. So teamwork makes the dream work. You do your part, families, parents, mentors, friends, and I'll do my part as an educator. Thanks for tuning in. Have a blessed day.